Okay, so another question that's come pouring in is, Steve, have we reached peak garden yet, or is there more to come? Well, I think we're at peak garden. The tomatoes have been absolutely ridiculous. They were over my head, now they're flopping over on each other, and there's so much weight to them, they're so thick that I'm actually had to, a couple of the baskets came down, I had to restake them. We have a ridiculous amount of tomatoes. I see a lot of salsa in our future here when they start to ripen, which is going to be pretty soon. Now the peppers, Anaheims, have done very well, and they've started to flower now, so they're going to start setting on. Now here's some of the bad part. We have a host of rabbits, and rabbits love beans. I think you can see how they've just gone in there and helped themselves and just chewed the shit out of my beans. I actually caught one of them in here red-handed, and he got through this fence. Now look at this fence. This is about 1.5 by 2.5. And this was a full-grown rabbit, and he bolted through that fence like it wasn't even there. It was incredible. So I've got some rabbit repellent that I'm putting down there now. Seems to be working, at least so far. Here's the reserve tomatoes. You see, these things are just absolutely loaded. They're, like I said, they're just falling all over themselves. And I think in about a week, we're going to start they're going to start ripening up. Now, over on this side of the garden, here's the cucumbers. And you can see this is about a day's worth of production. I got about 4 or 5 here, and I can let them go another day maybe. But they are just prolific, and they've been good. Carol and I have been eating them like it's our job, and you can't keep in front of them. I've made some pickles. I've given some pickles away. I've given cucumbers away. They keep going. Over here we have the melon patches and the squash. Now, something interesting that I'll bet you guys didn't know, I didn't know, why don't I have any watermelons? I've got 4 or 5 vines. They're growing like crazy. They have flowers. None of them are setting on. Well, as it turns out, a watermelon plant has a male and a female flower. And the male flowers are more prolific, and you can tell them where they're just set onto the vine. The female ones have a little bulb in between them, like the ovary, I guess. And all of these are male flowers. I guess all of my plants are gay. I don't have any female flowers, and therefore I have absolutely no melons on here. Pretty typical melon or watermelon experience. Very disappointing. But as usual, the squash are just insane. You can see them down there. They are just everywhere. Got probably 8 or 10 real big ones, and they're just growing like crazy. And the vines, they're kind of like Michael Jordan. You know, you can contain them, but you can't stop them. They're just go where they want to go. This one's going in the yard. I've given up trying on it. And then the raspberries, I got 1 raspberry going, maybe 2, and that's it. I've got a few more that I didn't, that came up after I dug them up, that next year I'll transplant there. So, look at that. Just nothing but male flowers. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Anyway, you can see the beans, they're starting to put flowers out again. They're trying. And if I can keep the rabbits out of there, I'll get some more beans. But that's a big if at this point. So that is it for Better Get to Know a Garden early August.